Welcome to the present. So let's talk about David Raya potential move from Brentford to the Arsenal. Before we comment, do me a favor right there. Like the video, subscribe if you have not subscribed, and make sure your notification bells are turned on. Maybe I should speak louder. Maybe I should say it one more time for those people at the back. Like the video, very, very important for the growth of this channel, the algorithm. Subscribe if not subscribe, and make sure your notification bells are turned off for videos like this, which are pre-recorded, and for live streams, which are engaging periodically. So let's talk about David Raya. The information came out last week about Arsenal keenly interested in signing Brentford goalkeeper David Raya. Let's not forget we were interested in this goalkeeper 3 years ago. We couldn't get him and decided to go for what some people consider a cheaper and a more reasonable and a more achievable option in Ramsdale, which we got, and he has been fantastic. But there are rumors that Matt Turner, our second choice goalkeeper, is a bit very ambitious and he wants to be a first choice goalkeeper, which he cannot achieve at Arsenal, and he wants to go to Nottingham Forest, which is fair. You can host certain players, outfield or goalkeeper, to ransom by keeping them if they are showing signs and symptoms of unhappiness, which is fair if he wants to go to another team where he can get first choice selection. Let him go, which is fair. And shout out to Matona for his services. So let's come back to David Raya. For me, David Raya is a good goalkeeper. He keeps for Brentford. He has been fantastic. The history says we've been interested before, so we couldn't get him. Now he has one more year left on his deal. Tottenham were interested, but they had to back out because of the asking price of £40 million. That's an outrageous demand from Brentford. We know the European market and the British market, two separate markets. The British clubs are very, very arrogant because of the TV deals. They have money. They can decide to keep their players. Or if you want their players and you're keen on their players, you just have to pay the British premium. Now, he has one more year left on his contract. Tottenham tried. They couldn't get the offer for another choice. Bayern Munich came for Brentford, for Raya, but they couldn't agree a fee or a deal with Brentford, and they backed out. Then Arsenal comes into the show, and David Raya himself is keen on joining Arsenal. That makes the deal a bit more advantageous to Arsenal, because when a player is keen on a particular club, the selling club has to find some sort of compromise. Yesterday, exclusively tweeted by Fabrizio that Arsenal actually submitted their first offer, which was £20 million basic plus £3 million in add-ons, which we're hearing was going to be turned down, but both Brentford and Arsenal are still willing to negotiate and find a resolution. Brentford would not want to be silly to let Real go on a free, because if they do not get a fee agreed for David Raya, he's not going to sign a new contract. And in the next 6 months, even they cannot sign a pre-contract with a team in English Premiership, he can sign that pre-contract with a European team. Brentford do not want to lose on both sides, so they'll be keen to find a lasting solution, even though they will still indulge in some brickmanship. So David tweeted today. Let us look at what he tweeted. According to David Ornstein, Brentford expected to turn down opening Arsenal offer for David Raya, but proposal is slightly below what Brentford are seeking. Plus, talks continue. So both Arsenal and Brentford are trying to get a resolution to this seemingly potential transfer of David Raya. Both parties want deal for 27-year-old goalkeeper to happen, are now working on final details. That tells me this deal get done. You can see the willingness from Brentford and Arsenal to get this deal done. I am very, very sure the £40 million asking price will be compromised and reduced on Brentford's side, and the £20 million plus £3 million add-ons will be increased on Arsenal's side. So both teams can find a solution. If you ask me for take a wild guess, I think this deal will be done under £30 million, which will be fair on both sides. Compromise from Brentford FC and compromise from Arsenal FC. Is that a good deal for Arsenal for spending £30 million on a 27-year-old goalkeeper? I think so. I think he will give Ramsdale the needed competition, and we'll have two solid goalkeepers. Some of you argue, why should we have two similarly good goalkeepers? Most teams don't do that. I get most teams don't do that in recent history, but it gives us quality on the bench, especially David Raya's distribution. Now, Ramsdale understands that if he continues to indulge in those unwanted shenanigans or continue to have deep in form, there is somebody that can take the mantle from him, the starting bed from him, and will still be fine. See, fans need to stop attaching themselves emotionally to players. Players come and go. Attach yourself to the club, not to the players. Can we appreciate the players? Fantastic, but do not have stands or faves. No, your fave should be the club, and you should respect the players, but stop attaching yourself emotionally to the players. They come and go. They are mercenaries of some sort. Stop deceiving yourself that these players are very, very loyal. They are not. Trust me, they are not as loyal as you think they are. So I am not going to kick up a fuss if the Raya comes in and take the starting bed from Ramsdale. On the second part, I love Ramsdale. I hope he continues to do what he's doing, except from the recent interview I disagree with. Like, let's keep football. All this virtue signaling, especially when you have a deep in form, you go on a podcast and start telling us some personal issues. We all have personal issues. I'm not taking a dig at Ramsdale. I'm very empathetic, but I'm getting tired of when players have a deep in form these days, they run to the press and grant this interview and telling us personal things. I'm sorry. Don't be misled by the press or these content creators who are just there for tractions. See, they don't really care. They will pretend to care. They don't care. The same information you are letting out that's supposed to be private, they will use it against you when they turn on you or get angry. So I think players to keep their private like private. It's not all information you disseminate to the press for some cheap sympathy. That's my opinion. Your private life, your brother's private sexuality should remain private. Like, you live in a country where you can do whatever you want to do, but at the same time, not all informations should be rendered outside. Let's keep it strictly on football. That is my opinion. This is not me being unempathetic to Ramsdale. I love him, but sometimes, come on, let's keep it to football. It was Dele Alli the first time is Ramsdale. So when another player has a deep in form, he'll go on the camera or go on the podcast and tell us why he has a deep in form because of some personal issues. I like, let's stop it. Everybody's empathetic. When you have a deep in form or you're struggling, work hard. Stop coming up with these stories. People don't really care. They will pretend they care, but trust me, they don't care. So David Raya, I expect Arsenal and Brentford to tie up that deal. And Ramsdale, you have a quality competition before you. And I think Ramsdale has the personality. He has the temerity to actually remain number one, provided he doesn't get distracted with these so-called personal issues. I think he's strong. There is no goalkeeper or player with no blemish. And there's no way you not have a deep in form. You are human. You are not some form of robot. It happens to the best of them. Suck it up like a man and keep working hard. Seeking for this empathy from people, for me, is poorly advised. That's my opinion. You don't have to take it. It is what it is. Guys, let me know your opinion on David Raya joining us now. Are you excited or are you underwhelmed? Do you think we'll have spent the money elsewhere, or do you think it's good that the opportunity came just 1 year and let us sign him? See, sometimes signing to quality goalkeepers doesn't mean the manager Arteta is going to chop and changing. No, it just means when we are playing the Carling Cup or the FA Cup, we have a top class goalkeeper on the bench, and touchwood, hope Ramsdale doesn't get injured. If there's an injury to Ramsdale, a long-term injury, we are confident with our second choice goalkeeper. So it's a win-win situation for me. I understand people thinking now you don't want to be chopping and changing. I get it. Will Ramsdale be happy on the bench? Will Raya be happy on the bench? Leave that for the manager to deal with. You are not the manager. Stop overthinking these things. Let Mikel Arteta, who wants this signing, and Edu, let them deal with it. Enjoy. See, years ago, Arsenal fans were crying for quality. Now they have the quality, they are crying for over quality. It's like you cannot satisfy human beings these days, always moving and shifting the goalpost. Like the video, very important for I pivot again. Like the video, subscribe and subscribe, turn your notification bell, and I will see you guys on the next one. Ciao.